Asterisk the past is gone, that obsession with it keeps it alive. Every second spent dwelling on it steals from your potential. The fire of adversity is not meant to destroy you, it's meant to refine you. If you're still trapped in the shadows of your past, still feeding it with fear and regret, then you're already losing. But if you're ready to break free, to embrace the fire, and to rewrite your story, then this is for you. Welcome to the fight. Asterisk the past is a merciless specter, an endless echo in the chambers of your mind that refuses to be silenced. It haunts every thought, every decision, every moment you waste trapped inside its suffocating grip. You think you're remembering, but in truth, you're reliving wounds that no longer exist, wounds that bleed your strength dry, leaving you weak and hollow. The past has no real power. It's not some unbreakable chain forged by destiny, but a fragile illusion you've fed with your obsession. Every memory, every regret, every failure, it's all smoke and mirrors. You give it life by clinging to it, by letting your mind rewind the pain and the mistakes again and again like a broken curse. But here's the brutal truth the weak dare not face: your past does not define you. It never did. It's a shadow, dark and twisted, yes, but ultimately powerless. The strong know this instinctively. They understand that what truly defines you is how you move forward when that shadow tries to swallow you whole. The strong burn the past like dry timber, watching it collapse in flames of relentless will, refusing to let the ashes choke their future. You waste your greatest asset, your present, when you sit chained to the ghosts of yesterday. Every second spent in regret is a second stolen from your potential, a second lost in the battlefield where life truly happens. The present moment is the crucible of transformation, the raw forge of power, the only place where your destiny can be wrested from the void. If you do not seize it, it will slip through your fingers like blood, leaving you with nothing but the hollow echo of what could have been. To rise, to conquer, to shatter the limits imposed by your past, you must rip it apart with savage hands. You must look into the abyss of your memories and howl back with defiance. You must rewrite the narrative, not with lies or denial, but with brutal honesty and unrelenting strength. The past is gone, but your obsession with it keeps you imprisoned. That obsession is a parasite feeding on your fear and pain, dragging you deeper into the darkness. You must become the hunter, not the prey. Break free. Tear your soul from the clutches of what was and march forward into the burning storm of what will be. Let the past be a lesson learned, a scar worn like armor, but never a cage. The battlefield is here, in the present, in the chaos of the moment, where everything is still possible and nothing is yet lost. The weak cower under the weight of their history, but the strong build empires on the ruins of their past. This is your war, your fight for freedom from the ghosts that seek to claim you. If you do not kill the obsession with your past, it will kill the future inside you. The past is gone, but your obsession with it is the true death sentence. Crush it. Destroy it, and rise. Struggles are the crucible where your true self is forged, not to shatter your bones or crush your spirit, but to strip away every lie you've believed about weakness and failure. Pain is not the enemy lurking to finish you off in the dead of night. It is the relentless, unforgiving teacher that drives the weak into hiding and hurls the strong into battle. The fire you fear is not a cruel destroyer. It is a brutal revealer. It burns away the masks, the illusions, the softness that has kept you chained to mediocrity. In its searing heat, your true form emerges raw, unyielding, and unstoppable. Every scar, every wound, every moment when your body screams to stop, every night spent wrestling with the shadows inside your mind, that is growth. But growth demands endurance. It demands that you push forward when your knees buckle and your breath catches in your throat. It demands that you walk through hell's flames and come out reborn. The fire does not mark the end of your story. It is the savage beginning of transformation. It is the furnace in which the weak are melted into the steel of the strong. Those who shrink from adversity wear like a curse, seeing only its pain, not its purpose. They see struggle as an enemy to be avoided, a monster waiting to devour their dreams. But the strong, the truly powerful, understand that adversity is the only path to greatness. It's the forge that tempers your soul, the weight that builds your strength, the fire that purifies your vision. If you want to rise above the pitiful masses who crumble at the first sign of resistance, you must stop running from the fire and learn to embrace it. This fire, the fire of adversity, is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to refine you, to carve away the weak flesh and expose the iron core within. It is merciless, brutal, and unforgiving, but it is also the only thing that can awaken the beast inside you. The fire will burn you, but if you survive, you will be forged anew stronger, sharper, more relentless than ever before. Stand in the flames. Let the fire consume your doubts, your fears, your pain. Because only by walking through the fire can you claim the power to rise, to conquer, to become the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. Your mind is a cunning prison architect, building walls so high and thick that escape seems impossible. Confirmation bias is the invisible chain that locks you in a relentless loop of self-doubt, a dark maze where every twisted thought you feed yourself becomes proof of your weakness, your failure, your unworthiness. It's a silent saboteur, whispering lies that echo louder than truth, trapping you inside a story that destroys your spirit from within. Your mind does not seek freedom. It seeks validation for whatever poison you pour into it. And so you become the prisoner of your own narrative, locked behind bars forged from fear and doubt. But the weak accept this cage as their identity, mistaking their torment for truth. The strong understand that the mind is nothing more than a tool and instrument to wield, not a master to obey. It is a weapon to be sharpened, a machine to be tuned, and a battlefield to be conquered. To rise, you must shatter the illusions your mind clings to. You must challenge the old narrative that feeds your fears and starves your hope. Seek out the evidence of your strength, your resilience, your victories, no matter how small, no matter how buried beneath the rubble of past failures. Comfort is a slow, suffocating death, a silent poison that rots your will and numbs your hunger for more. True growth is found in the searing discomfort of change, in the brutal upheaval that tears you from complacency and forces you to fight for your place in the savage world. Rewrite your script with fierce intent, transforming every failure into a stepping stone, every scar into armor. Break the chains of confirmation bias and escape the self-imposed prison that keeps you stagnant. This trap of the mind, this cycle of self-doubt, is your greatest enemy. It will claw at your resolve, drag you down into the abyss of regret and fear. But if you have the courage to confront it, to challenge every twisted thought, to rewrite your inner story with unbreakable will, you will break free. Your mind will become the weapon that carves your path, the tool that forges your destiny. Confirmation bias may lock you in chains, but only you hold the key. Choose to rise. Choose to fight. Choose to become unstoppable. The world is littered with the shattered remains of half-written lives, dreams abandoned, battles surrendered before the final bell, and legacies left incomplete like broken monuments to wasted potential. These are the souls who let fear and doubt snatch the pen from their hands, allowing cowardice to dictate the narrative of their existence. They stare at the blank page of tomorrow but refuse to write because the burden of imperfection paralyzes them. Perfectionism is silent. Insidious enemy whispers poisonous lies that progress is only real when flawless, when effortless, when pain-free. But progress is forged in persistence, in the gritty, ugly grind of showing up again and again, even when your bones ache and your spirit screams to quit. Stopping midway is a slow, merciless death not of the body, but of what you were meant to become. It is a betrayal so deep that it echoes through eternity, haunting every possibility you threw away. Failure may break you, but quitting halfway destroys you. It's the murder of your own potential, the theft of your own destiny. Greatness is not a gift handed to the timid. It is written in blood, sweat, and relentless endurance. Every scar, every sleepless night, every second spent fighting back against the urge to surrender, these are the ink strokes that fill the pages of the warrior's story. The weak are convinced their story has ended with the last failure, the last heartbreak, the last not enough. They fold themselves into a quiet tomb of resignation, convinced that the final chapter has been written. But the strong, the truly powerful know this is only the prologue, the spark before the inferno. Their story is not over. It is just beginning. This sees the pen back from fear and doubt with iron fists and write with a fury that burns brighter than the darkest nights. If you want to rise, you must reject the curse of unfinished stories. You must refuse to be another ghost wandering among the ruins of dreams abandoned too soon. The world is filled with half-written lives because most quit before the final page. But you will write till your hands bleed. You will write till your last breath. Because the legacy of the strong is not in flawless beginnings, but in relentless endings. The world may be full of quitters, but your story is only just beginning. The story you whisper to yourself in the dead of night is the invisible architect of your fate, the unseen force that draws the boundaries of your existence or shatters them into dust. Words are not mere sounds, they are weapons, spells that mold your reality with ruthless precision. Change the language in your mind, and you ignite a revolution within your soul. The story you tell yourself can imprison you in a cage of weakness or unleash a tidal wave of unstoppable power. It is the quiet roar that either suffocates your spirit or fuels the fire that burns through every obstacle. Comfort zones are nothing but graveyards, silent cemeteries filled with the bones of unfinished stories and dreams buried alive. They lull you into a false sense of safety while your potential withers away, starved for the chance to roar. Time is a merciless tyrant that will not wait for your courage to catch up. Every moment wasted in hesitation, in self-doubt, is a page left blank in the book of your life, a void where greatness could have been etched in blood and sweat. You hold the pen. Not fate, not destiny, but you. Every stroke you make either carves your legacy into the fabric of history or buries you deeper in the dust of irrelevance. The weak surrender, convinced their story has reached its final chapter, the voice lost in the endless void of silence. But the strong, they know the truth. They know that what seems like an ending is only the first spark of a brutal beginning. Their story is far from over. It is just awakening, roaring with the promise of war and conquest. If you want to rise, if you want to shatter the chains that bind you, you must seize the power of your story with clenched fists and a savage heart. Embrace it, not own it. Rewrite every lie, every doubt, every whisper of weakness with fierce conviction. Because the story you tell yourself is not just words, it is the measure of your limits or the boundless expanse of your potential. Choose wisely. Choose to rise. The cruelest death isn't the collapse of your dreams, it's the slow, suffocating silence of a life lived without ever unleashing the storm inside you. The saddest fate is not failure, it's dying with your music still trapped, locked deep within your soul, unheard and unshared. A symphony of potential drowned in the echoing void of fear and hesitation. Dreams left unpursued become chains, shackles forged by your own doubt, dragging your spirit into a cold prison of regret that gnaws at your bones and haunts every restless night. Fear is a silent assassin, cutting down more potential than any defeat ever could. It paralyzes you before you even take the first step, whispering lies that your voice doesn't matter, your dreams aren't worth chasing. And the world will swallow you whole if you dare to stand tall. But the only true loss is the life you could have lived, the battles you never fought, the fire you never sparked, the legacy you never dared to claim because you were too afraid to risk the fall. The weak fold into the shadows, convinced their story ended the moment fear whispered stop. They let silence swallow their song, accepting the quiet death of unfulfilled promise. But the strong, those who understand what it means to live fiercely, know that this is not the end. Their story is only just beginning, a roaring anthem that breaks the chains of fear and shatters the silence. They refuse to let their music die unheard. If you want to rise, you must reject the tragedy of silence. You must scream your truth, fight for your dreams with claws and blood, and roar until the world trembles beneath the weight of your unleashed soul. Because the saddest fate isn't failure. It's dying with your music still inside you, silent, wasted, and forever lost. Don't let that be your fate, rise. Play your symphony to be heard. The past is a ghost that never truly dies, not because it lingers, but because you clutch it with desperate hands, feeding its hunger with obsession and regret. It breathes life from your fixation, dragging you deeper into a dark abyss where growth withers and hope suffocates. But know this, the past is gone. It holds no dominion over you unless you give it power, not let go. Release the chains forged by yesterday's failures and pain. The fire of adversity does not seek your ruin. It is the crucible that refines your soul. It burns away the weak, the fragile, the uncommitted, leaving behind a fierce, unbreakable core forged in flames. This fire is not punishment, it is transformation. Embrace the scorching heat, for only through this relentless trial can you rise from ashes to become more than you ever imagined. Within the labyrinth of your mind lies a trapped confirmation bias that shackles you in endless self-doubt. It whispers lies that cripple your will and shatter your confidence. But the mind is a tool, not a tyrant. Break free from its cage. Challenge every twisted thought and replace fear with unshakable conviction. The curse of unfinished stories is a silent betrayal of your potential. Every dream abandoned, every battle quit halfway, is a wound to the spirit. To leave your story incomplete is to surrender before the final war has been won. Refuse to be a ghost wandering among the ruins of what might have been. Write your story in bold strokes of blood, sweat, and relentless will. The power of your story shapes the very limits of your existence. It is the voice that can either chain you to mediocrity or propel you into greatness. Out on it. Rewrite your internal narrative with the fierce determination of a warrior claiming their legacy. And above all, beware the tragedy of silence, the quiet death of a life never fully lived, a song never sung, a fire never unleashed. That is the saddest fate of all. If you're ready to shatter your chains, to embrace the fire that purifies, and to rewrite the story that will define your legacy, then this is your moment. Rise from the ashes of the past. Rewrite your legacy with every scar earned and every battle fought. Rise. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to stop carrying the weight of your past and start rewriting your story, then hit that subscribe button. This is just the beginning. The journey to greatness is long, but it's worth it. And I'll be here every step of the way to guide you. So subscribe now, and let's rise together.